Can introverts become good speakers? What do you think? Well, for me, I'm an introvert myself. And when we say, is the person an introvert or an extrovert, we first have to understand that it's always along a particular spectrum, which means that when someone is an introvert, it doesn't mean that, that person is only an introvert without an extrovert trait or without traits of an extrovert as well. You see, when we say that we are mostly introverted, along a spectrum, perhaps this would be right in the middle, maybe I'm a little bit more of an introvert, or maybe I'm much more introverted, we often refer to a couple of criteria before we decide, hey, whether or not I'm more of an introvert or extrovert. One of which is, for instance, the way in which you recharge, the way in which you network, the way in which you have chats with, the way in which you unwind. So for me, the way that I unwind is I would have a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea or a nice cup of Milo, enjoy a good book. I don't necessarily need to go to a club. I don't need to go to a big group to recharge myself, but I just need time for myself, doing meditation, going for a jog, going for a gym session, time to myself. So I'm more of an introvert, but can introverts become great speakers? Absolutely. Just look around you, there are plenty of introverts who can become great speakers. In fact, the question that we should be asking would be, can any individual become a great speaker? That there shouldn't be that connection that introverts automatically don't become great speakers, because it's more of the skill and the strategy and the techniques that you need to be a better speaker. An introvert, when it's time to perform, the introvert can perhaps well go on stage, execute, bring across the energy, make sure he or she delivers the presentation effectively with a lot of energy, and after that, at the end of the whole session, unwind, relax. So we have seen great introverts as politicians, as trainers as well. Now, if you look at the other side, extroverts don't necessarily mean that they are great speakers. They can be, of course, loud in front of their friends. They can recharge, having a nice party, going out with a lot of energy and great vibes from their friends, but you can put them in front of an audience, whether it's 3 or 4 in a formal business setting, or if you put them in front of a big crowd, they can still freeze, they can still, I don't know what to say, they can still stutter, they can still use pause fillers. So it doesn't mean that, you are an extrovert, you will necessarily become a great presenter, a great speaker. It doesn't mean that you're an introvert, so therefore you will not become a great presenter or a great communicator. It all depends on the skills, depends on the techniques, depends on the strategies that you have. And one of the main mission of mine and my team is to help whether you're an introvert or whether you're an extrovert to get great, effective communication skills.